All right, so I'm going to kind of talk you through this color wheel project that we are beginning. So you first had your color wheel worksheet and you did all of the colors of the color wheel using the color, the tint, and the shade. And now you're going to design a larger one, creating your own design. Now any design that you have, you're going to also incorporate the color, the tint, and the shade. And you might consider some of the values that in between as well. I came up with this one, but I've had all kinds of different ideas that students have come up with, and I'm going to let you be creative. Your only criteria is to have the color, the tint of that color, and the shade of that color incorporated in some way in your design. Now, once I have started this, you'll have a color wheel that has already been traced out, and there's these little tick marks dividing the color wheel in quadrants of 12. And so you're going to just line up those marks and draw them out. Now I would draw lightly because in some cases, some of the lighter colors do not cover up the white. So if you run into that trouble, I do have, you may have to kind of go over it a couple times with that color, or I do have gesso, and that is kind of like the white out of paint, and it kind of covers things up, let it dry, and then paint over it. Remember also you can paint over paint, and that oftentimes will cover up your mistakes. Okay, so I've got my design and my 12 quadrants and a light table. Now if you're a home viewer, you may find that instead of a light table, you could put this up to the window, and basically you are drawing out your design. Now my design is going to go outside of outside of my color wheel, and I think that might be kind of cool. You also might consider, as I've traced that first one, flipping your design every other one, and so then you also get kind of a radial design. So that might be cool, lining that up. If your design is kind of in that vein, you might get a whole new design if you flip the design, if it's an asymmetrical design. It's one of your options anyway. And so you're basically going to just continue to trace it all the way around. Trace each of your designs several times around, 12 times. And then you'll use your color wheel guide here, your worksheet, to begin. I would stay in color wheel order with your red, blue, and the primary color, secondary colors, all the way around. Whatever one you want to start with is fine with me, but keep them in color wheel order. Use this as your guide as you complete painting each of the quadrants, each of the 12 colors and values. All right, that is the summation of the color wheel design. We will then cut it out and glue it down to the black poster board. All right, be sure to email me if you have any questions.